Hey everyone, welcome back to Collecting Nolan. This is Russ, and it's another Sensational Set Sunday. Today we're going to be looking at the 1992 Bleachers Nolan Ryan cards. So let's go ahead and get started. So 1992 Bleachers, and it kind of runs the theme of last week in that there's not a lot of information on Bleachers Cards Corporation. I couldn't find anything really. All I know is that a lot of these they have a lot of promo cards, and some of the promo cards had stamps on them for different sports card shows like the National and the Midwest Sports Cards Collectors Expo and the San Francisco Expo. So they must have been pretty prominent in the early 90s, but looking for information in 2025, only 33 years later, I could not find anything on them. So if you guys remember back in the day about anything about Bleachers Cards Corporation, please let me know, because I just like learning about these cards and stuff and like their origins and what happened to the companies. I think obviously this one became defunct, but just to learn anything about the history of the cards is cool by me. So I couldn't find anything. I looked for hours, and I really couldn't find anything except that they exist, and here they are. So I'm going to present them kind of in the same way. With that being said, this is the first card. So Bleachers cards Bleachers kind of stole this, I don't want to say steal, but Bleachers kind of copied, if you will, the tuxedo concept from Topps Stadium Club. If you remember, in 1991, Topps Stadium Club came out with the Nolan Ryan tuxedo card. This kind of plays along with the same concept, only they stuck a Bleachers hat on Nolan and put a glove in his hand. I think that hat on there is actually a real hat, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, so this one's from the East Coast National from 1992. And these are labeled differently in places. Like TCDB has these under 1992, while the PSA Master Checklist or Super Checklist or whatever has these labeled as 1991 to 1992. And then TCDB also has them under 1993 Bleacher cards as well, because I guess some of them have I couldn't find one with a 1993 copyright. They only have a 1992 copyright, but I guess there was a show that they were used at in 1993. So this is the first card. It has a green back, and there are variations that have blue backs to them. I don't think the ones with the logos have, I shouldn't say logo, the one with the stamps on them, I don't think those have variations. I think they're all this color green, I think. Not 100% sure though. So that's the first one. And then the second one, this one's from the San Francisco Sports Collectors Card Expo in 1992. So a little bit different of a design concept there. It's kind of hard to see with all that gold. But, Bleachers claims it is the, genuine 23 karat gold border. So, but there is no gold border on these cards, but I'll show you some that do have them from this year. So it's just kind of interesting that they say that on the back of their promo card, but then the promo card doesn't have any gold border on it, but it does have like this gold foil stamp. And it just says sports. It says SF Sports Collectors Card Expo 92 on it. So cool card. But these are confusing. I had a heck of a time like trying to figure out what in the world was going on with these, as far as, what year is what and when, because with the different style back and, the different years that the cards have stamps on them, it was just kind of confusing to me. This next card is probably the rarest of the group, and I don't even know what it means. But this one here is the Skondo Motion one from 1992, and I tried looking up Skondo Motion. I have no idea what that means. I don't know if it was a card show. I don't know if it was a company. I tried looking it up, nothing. So Skondo Motion, but this one is one of the harder ones to come by. When you do run across it, it's always more expensive by several fold times. So I paid up for this one, but I saw it floating around and it wasn't too absurd, so I just picked it up. But same back, and with these Bleacher cards, it says Bleachers signs the man with the golden arm, Nolan Ryan. The name says it all. He has pitched in the big leagues in 4 different decades. During his near 30-year career, he's been pictured on hundreds of baseball cards, but never on minor league cards until now. Bleachers Card Corporation, in association with Nolan Ryan, proudly presents a genuine 23-karat gold border card set highlighting a young Nolan with the Marion Mets, his first team, Greenville Mets and Jacksonville Suns. Production is extremely limited. That's funny. So don't miss your chance to catch Living Legend on Bleachers 23-karat genuine gold border cards. So I guess that tells us a little bit about it. They produced, I guess, some minor league cards, but mostly of Nolan Ryan. And Bleachers was around for a few years. I think they went into the mid-90s, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think they're still around, at least not as a card maker anyway. There were a few Bleachers baseball card shops named Bleachers, but I don't think they're the same thing. So that was the Skondo Motion one. And then this one is the TriStar Sports Incorporated St. Louis Midwest Sports Collectors Show from 1992 that I was able to pick up at a 6. There's also a one from 1993 where we'll have 93 over here instead of the 92. So that's the one that I could find a difference with. But there's no, I didn't see a San Francisco one from 1993, nor did I see an East Coast National from 1993 either. So same backs on all these ones. But, I like these stamps because they just add a little bit of, they're just cool. I like them because they add a little bit of variety to the card, and, it makes the hunt a little bit more enjoyable, I guess. I find it fun to try to get them all, kind of like Pokemon. Got to catch them all. I kind of enjoy trying to look for these stamped cards because they're just cool. So that's that one. So as far as I know, those are all four from the stamped cards from the 1992 Bleachers set. Now, the only card I don't have is a Nolan without any stamp on it. So I did buy one though. So that is coming in the mail, and that one has a green back and a darker blue back. So it'll be more blue than this. This is kind of like a bluish green, which is kind of confusing because when you're not familiar with these, you're like, is this the blue or is this the green? Because it's not really like green, and it's not really blue. So kind of confusing, but the blue is definitely blue. So you'll know it when you see it, I guess. So just throwing that out there as some of the pitfalls that I've encountered when I was looking for these things, in case people are interested in this, like I am. So on those promo cards, it was talking about the 23-karat gold border cards. And so there's actually 3 of those in the set of Nolan Ryan cards. And it's kind of funny. It's actually really funny. All right, so I'll just show you. So here's the first one. So it's got Nolan. It says he's with the Marion Mets down here, but he has Mets here with number 30. And then the Marion Mets, I'm not sure what the Marion Mets hat looked like, but that to me kind of looks like an airbrushed New York Mets hat to me. I don't know. If anyone knows what the Marion Mets hats from 1966 look like, please let me know. Or I guess it might have been 65. Yeah, 65 years with Marion. So that's what's cool about this card. So it does have I guess it's a 23 karat gold foil border, which I would imagine are pretty hard to get in very good condition because of chipping and stuff. But his name's also in gold with the Marion Mets, and on the back it said very limited edition. It is only out of 10,000. And I was able to acquire number 9,884 out of 10,000, which is kind of funny because they have up here, they have 2 zeros ahead of the 9884, so it makes me wonder if they actually printed more. I don't know. But what's cool about this is it does give his stats at Marion. So in 1965, Nolan had he appeared in 13 games, pitched 78 innings. He had a 3-6 record with 115 strikeouts and a 4.36 ERA with 56 bases on balls. So, he had a pretty decent year with the strikeouts and stuff. But of course, as we know, he had control problems early on in his career, so he did walk a lot. But he was named to the All-District and All-State teams at his high school in 1964 and 1965. And he posted a 19-3 record with the 1965 Elvin High School Yellow Jackets, which was the name, I guess, of his baseball team, which I'm not sure if I knew that or not, but that's pretty awesome. Received an Outstanding Athlete Award in Tinnin Cup for Citizenship and Sports Involvement in High School. See, this is the kind of stuff I like. Brent, I don't know you guys. I've mentioned him so many times. Brent Richards, he has a great channel, and he just recently posted a video where he was visiting Alvin, Texas, and the Nolan Ryan Museum there, and things like that. And this kind of cool little tidbits of information that aren't necessarily commonly known things about Nolan. I just like picking that kind of stuff up. So those are some good trivia questions, like, what was the name of his high school team? So that kind of stuff I really like. And of course he was chosen by the Mets 295th player overall in June 1965. And then he topped the Appalachian League in hit batters with 8. So that's another cool one. But on the back here too, I want to say it's got his facsimile signature down here with Marion Mets and then Appalachian League, which I find is pretty cool. With the Bleachers logo here, also on the back. So it's a pretty cool card. I like how it's laid out. I like how it gives his stats with the Marion Mets. I like how they tried to, if that is not the right hat for the Marion Mets, at least they're trying to represent it. I know. The photos back then could probably be pretty tough to get. Because, Nolan was kind of like an unknown entity back then. He didn't, he wasn't like, oh, here's a picture of Nolan Ryan, Hall of Famer, so, if they were able to capture a picture of a 19 or 20-year-old Nolan, they're like, here's some dude. He might be good. He has a lot of strikeouts, but we'll see, so getting those kind of pictures I could see would be a little bit tougher to get than when he's already famous. So let's see. So the next card, again, is with, has the same border. Only it's with him with the Greenville Mets. Again, he's wearing a Mets jersey. But but it has a G up there again. Not entirely sure if that's how it worked or not, but okay. And that's what's great about these cards too. Is like I never even noticed this until right as I was filming this. I picked up on it, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So that's what's cool about looking at these cards is that like, you're always picking up some little odd idiosyncrasies about the card and little tidbits of information from them that you might not have never known before or have noticed. So I try to come prepared for these as much as possible, doing hours of research on things I can't find, but then I miss the these hat variations which may or may not be accurate. So that's another reason why I like looking at these cards. But so this one, I have the same number. It's out of 10,000. This one shows his Greenville stats. So in 1966, he pitched 29 games, where he was 17-2 with 272 strikeouts and a 2.51 ERA and 127 bases on balls. So he was dominating that league there at Greenville. And then he went to Williamsport, where he was 0-2, but he only pitched 17 innings. And then in New York, when he started, he had 2 games where he pitched 3 innings in his first year with the Mets. But this one says he was selected as the Western Carolina Pitcher of the Year in 1966 at Greenville. With those stats, no wonder. Led the league in wins, 17 games, 29, and strikeouts, 272. Struck out 19 batters against Pawtucket single A ball. And he combined to strike out an amazing total of 313 batters between 3 teams. So during this year of 1966, he just tore it up, is basically what they're saying. He was just an animal. And it says he attended Alvin Community College. So pretty cool little things of information. I know my one of my first collected Nolan videos where I covered the Nolan from 1947 the whole way up to 1968. I talk about some of that stuff, which if you haven't seen that video, I'll post a little link up there. It's longer, but it's cool because it covers basically covers his whole life. Like, so what I'm doing, and I haven't had a lot of time to do it because the videos are longer and they take a lot of time, is that I'm basically going through Nolan's life and matching the cards to the years. So my next video that I'm working on is for the years 1971 and 72, and that'll be coming out, I hope someday soon here. It's just been rough. I haven't had a lot of time to work on them, so stay tuned to that if you do. They're a longer video, but they do take a deeper dive into Nolan's life and to some of the sets. It covers all the cards that are available for that year as well, even the ones I don't have. So link will be up there. But yeah, so, and then this one also has the Greenville Mets down here with I don't know what league that is. It's the Western Carolina League, of course. So that's really cool. It changes the back based on where he's at in his career. And then finally, for the third one for this set anyway, is 23 karat gold, and shows Nolan with the Jacksonville Suns. So again, does it change his hat up there? Kind of. The hat is a little bit different. I think it's trying to be a cursive J. But it has this picture of him, and it looks kind of like an Andy Warhol photo, if you will, with the bright blue sky in the background, and then these almost glowing socks. It's a really cool card. I like it. But kind of the same thing on the back, in that shows his stats from Jacksonville. Again, all these had a print run of 10,000, but this one talks about his military obligations and stuff, and then where he earned a training spot on the Mets roster in 1968, And of course, it says he went on to be the greatest pitcher of all time. So fast forward 27 years, and he went on to be one of the greatest pitchers of all time. So kind of sums up his career there. But with he pitched at Jacksonville, he only pitched in 3 games in only 7 innings, but he went 1-0 with in 7 innings he struck out 18 batters, and he only walked 3 with a 0 ERA. And before that, he pitched in Winter Haven for 1 game. He had 4 innings, and he struck out 5, walked 2, and had a 2.25 ERA. So Nolan got called up, after the 1967 season. I think he was actually like part of the Mets in 1967, but with those military obligations, he didn't get used too much. So there's that. But again, the autographs down here, Nolan Ryan, Jacksonville Suns, and that says International League. Is that what that says? International League, yeah. So these Bleachers 23 karat gold cards are pretty sweet. They do offer, in later years, Bleachers offers more 23 karat gold cards, and I will be showing the 1993 set of Bleachers, but I need I need to work on that a little bit. I don't have nearly as many as I want. I have a lot of them. I could probably do it, but there would be some gaps in it, but not a big deal. So the next 3 cards are a little bit different, and they're pretty cool, actually. They do use the same pictures as the gold cards, but these things were kind of ahead of their time, I think, because they have they're shiny. Like this is a Brent Richards card, if there ever was a Brent Richards card. Look at how shiny that is with almost Brent. He does check out the back, and then he does like the fade in from the front. He does real slow, and it's like perfect when he does it. But boom, look at that! Like that is gorgeous. Look at that thing shine and sparkle. So, and I think it says, it has basically all the same stats. But what's weird about this, and I'm wondering, on the back here it says of 10,000 at the top, but it doesn't have a stamped number. And that's like that for all 3 of these cards. So it uses the same stats, it uses the same little blurbs of information there, and the same stamps, down here, but no number. So that just makes me wonder. I'd have to look at other people's cards. If any of you guys have this card or this set, does yours have a number on the back? It says of 10,000, because mine does not. Just find that to be interesting. So there's that one when he's with the Marion Mets. Next one's when he's with, of course, the Greenville Mets. Again, super shiny, super cool. Love that card. Pretty sweet. And then finally, when he's with the Jacksonville Suns, this one pops even more with that photograph of Nolan. But just look at that. That's pretty sweet. I like that a lot, actually. And then, here it is on the back. So that's all I have for today for the 1992 Bleachers Nolan Ryan cards. I mean, I think they're awesome cards. I like the tuxes with the different stamps on them. I find those to be unique and cool and fun to chase. And 1993 even gets whether or not you look at it my way or not, better or worse, because there's a ton of different variations in the 1993 Bleachers cards. Different types of cards and different stamps, and so it's all over the place. And we're going to look at them soon. I don't know if I'll do it at next week or anything like that, but I definitely plan on doing them as soon as I can add to my collection a little bit and to kind of sort them out better and understand them more. But again, not a lot of information on that, so they're kind of like the Savannah cards from last week, the Savannah sports cards from last week. Just not a ton of info about where they come from, who they were, how long did they last. I know Bleachers probably lasted a lot longer than Savannah sports cards because they did offer a lot of different players other than Nolan, and they offered a lot of different cards. So, if you guys know anything about Bleachers, please let me know, and let me know what you think of those cards, and if you have any of them or don't, or just general conversation. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks. Bye.